Hello, everybody, and welcome to this lesson, which is on a topic that some of us are afraid of. We're going to talk science. And I know for some of you, you didn't do well in science or math. You did very well in English. Some of you did well in both. A few of you, I imagine, did really well in science and math and struggled in English or languages, which is maybe why you're here. But we're going to talk a little bit about science because even if you don't like science per se means specifically, then perhaps your students do, or those you talk to, or your friends. So we need to know how to talk about science and have a rudimentary or fundamental knowledge of science. Fundamental is basic. So let's go ahead and get started. In science, a Polish scientist, the very famous Marie Curie-Skłodowska, in science, we must be interested in things, not in people. So we're going to look at a few of these things, namely the planet. As we go down here, we're going to answer these questions. Why is the sky blue? Why is the sea salty? I'm reading here. Now, if you want to practice your pronunciation, just repeat after me, pause the recording and repeat after me. Children are always asking difficult questions like these about the world around us. But in a recent survey, nearly 25% of parents said they didn't know the answers. I would imagine in the US, it's 75 or 80%. So 25%, I think, is a very respectable number. But they didn't know the answers, and 21% admitted that they made the answers up. So if you make up answers, you invent them. We call this fake news or fake facts. They're not facts, they're fake. But you don't know what to tell your children in the moment. I'm sure all of us have done that, those who have children. So why is the sky blue? Let's just go through these very quickly. Because the light reflects the sun from, because the light from the sun reflects off the blue water of the ocean, or because the Earth's atmosphere scatters more blue light than red light from the sun. I think the answer is B. But look at this, scatters, do we know what scatters means? It move in all directions. If people scatter, they run in all different directions. If light scatters, it also goes in all different directions. But if you see a reflection of yourself, you're probably looking in the mirror or in the water, clear, crystal clear water. You can sometimes see your reflection. All right. All right, now, why is the sea salty? Because it dissolves into water from the seaweed and other plants. Because salt dissolves into the water from seaweed and other plants. Because salt dissolves from the water because salt dissolves into the water from the land around it. What do you think? I think it's B. I think it's B right here. All right. Dissolves means to turn from a solid to a liquid. Why can we sometimes see the moon during the day? Because as it rotates around the Earth, it reflects the sun's rays during daytime as well as nighttime. Because sometimes during the day, the sun doesn't shine as brightly. I think it's A. Rotates means to move in this direction. You rotate means to go around. The Earth rotates around the sun. All right. Next, why do we have a leap year? Some of you might not know what a leap year is. A leap year is specifically to jump or skip. A leap year is every 4th year. And why do we have that? Because every 4 years, the Earth goes around the sun slightly faster, or because the Earth takes slightly more than 365 days to go round, or to go around, as the Americans say, the sun. Which is it? Pause the recording. It is B. B. I think most of us know that. Why do we blink? Is it to keep our eyes moist? Moist is like wet and clean. Or is it to help us stay awake? Why are you blinking? Now this is winking. One is wink. If you're doing this, it's blinking. I think it's A, to keep our eyes moist or wet. Why does cutting onions make us cry? Because they produce a gas that irritates. Irritates means affects negatively our eyes, because they give off dry particles. Particles are little items like dust that irritate our eyes. I think it's A, because they give off a gas that irritates our eyes. So if we stand away, we don't get the gas in our eyes. What is a cloud? Is it a mixture of warm gases rising from the earth? Is it a mixture of water vapor, ice, and dust floating in the sky? Interesting. What is it? Is it B? Let's see if it's B. I hope so, but I think it's B. A mixture of water vapor, ice, and dust. What is a black hole? Is it a place in gravity, a place in space where gravity is that force from the Earth's core that pulls you down back to Earth so we all don't float away, where gravity pulls so hard that even light cannot get out? Or is it a vacuum cleaner that in space that swallows everything around it, swallows up everything around it? What is it? I think it's A. A place in space where gravity pulls so hard that even light can't get out. It's just all darkness. It's a black hole. Black holes are very fascinating for astronomers. All right, let's go here. Now let's practice these. Now you're going to actually have the answers here, but let's just read these again for pronunciation practice, because a lot of you don't use these words in English. So I think it's really important to practice them. So I'm going to read the definitions here. What is the name for the study of the natural and physical world? We have the answer here. Science. The person is a scientist, and the adjective is scientific. What about number 2? Let's just practice the pronunciation of the definition. You can guess the words. Forces, heat, light, sound, and electricity. What subject of science looks at those? Starts with a P. Number 3, how solids, liquids, and gases react with each other. This one starts with a C, I think. And number 4, people, animals, and plants are somehow related in this subject. It starts with a B. Number 5, the moon and the planets. I think we know this, starts with an A. Number 6, how characteristics are passed, handed down through the generations. This is with a G. Number 7, plants and their structure. This begins with a B. And finally, animals and their behavior. Just animals, this begins with a Z. And some of us have probably visited the root of this word, and you had to pay to see all these animals. So that's a clue. All right, now notice now you've got 2 ideas here that I want to draw your attention to. First is to understand the different word formations between a subject, a person, and an adjective. And then secondly, to understand that these words are stressed differently. Science, scientist, and then the accent changes, scientific, or the adjective, scientific. And that's an important distinction that you want to make and understand. So you're going to practice those with the listening files. We've got some great listening files where you're going to underline the stressed syllables, excuse me. All right. Now you're going to do this next one as well with the help of the file. And you've got some big words here. Pharmaceutical. These are drug companies where you go to the pharmacy to buy medicine for your illness. All right. Now, speaking is what you're going to do with a speaking partner, and possibly with me in the lives. But these are some great questions here. So take a look at all of these. Some great questions. And we're going to move down to the highlighted words. So when we talk about future possibilities, in English, we use things like, I'm pretty sure that it will take place. I'm pretty sure that I will go to Italy. I'm pretty sure that I will teach English next year. So you can say, I'm pretty sure. Pretty means very or confidently sure. I'm confident that. I'd really like to something. I'd really like this to happen. I'd really like this to be invented or to exist. I don't ever think I will ever live on the moon. I don't ever think I'll live on the moon. What about you? Would you like to live on the moon? Would your children like to live on the moon? Actually, they might. They might think, oh, Mom, Dad, that's cool. I'm not sure I will ever do that. Now, you've got some more science quiz here. I will let you go through that. Maybe you can go through that with friends or your children. That could be interesting. And we're going to have a very interesting discussion about E. So make sure you know some of the terminology in this chapter so that you can profitably talk about it. Now, grammar, we're going to look at quantifiers, all, every, both. Let's do this first part together. Some scientists think that all or every intelligent aliens would have a human-like shape or body shape, human-like body shape. Now notice human-like is a compound adjective. So we have, whenever you have human-like or anything like, you have that dash. All right. All aliens or every aliens, that's the key. The key here is this plural. And we use all with plurals. We use every intelligent alien, singular, but all with plural. So that's the clue. That little s there at the end tells us it's all. What about the next one? All the evidence or all evidence suggests that scientists could invent a way to make things invisible. I think normally, honestly, I think you can say both, but all the evidence, I think, is what we would most naturally say. All evidence suggests, all the evidence, I think all the evidence, but I think you can say both. But I would prefer all the evidence. Einstein's theory of relativity doesn't explain everything about the universe. Do we say all? It doesn't explain all about the universe, doesn't explain everything about the universe. Which do we say? Everything, and we're going to learn why in a minute. No machines can currently tie a shoelace. None machines can currently tie a shoelace. Which one is it? We use no. No machines. We don't say none machines. We say none can currently tie, meaning no machines, but we say no machines or none. All right. Next one, both or both of David and Shlomo are computer scientists. Both or both of? Both. And finally, number 6, either or neither. Either teleportation, neither teleportation. What's the clue here? Do you know? The clue is nor. With nor, you always use neither. You never use either. It's either or neither nor. Now, neither and nor are negatives. So we use those with positive sentences. So if there's no other negative in there, then you can use neither and nor. All right. But nor is the clue. You have neither, so you have nor, so you have to use neither. Let's go down to 150, and we're going to look at some of the reasons behind all of these rules. So as you know, this is very systematically constructed. So all number one we'll read, and then we'll talk about the rules governing these examples. So all animals need food, all fruit contains sugar, all of the scientists or all the scientists at the conference agree with the theory. The animals all look sad. The animals are all healthy. So when do we use all or all of the plus a plural or uncountable noun? That's when we use it, a plural or uncountable noun. All means in general, or all the means specific. All the what? People, no, people at the conference, not all the people at the conference. So you can say all people or all the people, but all the people is a smaller group. All the people where? In Mexico. All the people in Mexico think this, but all people in Mexico can also think that. So it's both can be used in some cases. All can be used before a main verb and after be. Now let's look at number two. Everybody is, this is the key. Everybody is singular. Even though the word every is there, you would think it sounds like a lot of people. It does, but it's a group noun. So everybody is, everything is. All right, so that's singular. And sometimes we can say not everybody likes, not everybody singular likes. Now let's go to number three. Most people, most of the people. This is a very big mistake. We often, I hear a lot of people say most of people. Most of people is always wrong. You can say most people, which is general. You can say most of, look at number three here, which is specific. Most of the people, most of the scientists, most of the athletes at the Olympics think this. All right, so most of the is a specific group or people, most is more general. 4, all of us work hard and most of us come to class. All of us work hard, most of us come to class. Every room has a bathroom. Okay, all of us and most of us, let's take, we often use all or most of with an object pronoun. All of us, most of them, all of you, that's right. Finally, every room has, this is singular. Every takes a singular countable noun. Every plus a singular countable noun means all of them in the group. All right. Now, all and every, look at this difference. I think this is really helpful. Every day is Monday to Sunday. All day is morning to night. I hope that is clear. I think I might make a video on that. I think it's really helpful. Easy, clear, none, no, and any. Is there any milk? Sorry, there's no milk. There isn't any milk. So we use no plus a noun after a positive verb. There is. We can't say there isn't no milk. There isn't any milk. So negatives with any, positives with no. There's no milk. There isn't, negative, any milk. We can never say there isn't no milk. That's poor English. We don't want to use that. All right. Number 2, is there any food? No, none. None can mean there is no food. There isn't any food. No, none. There's none. Same thing. But none of us are hungry. Interestingly, I think none of us should be is hungry. I think that's a mistake there. Whenever you use none, it's a singular verb. It takes a singular verb. None of us is. I think we have a mistake in the book. Oxford is forgiven this time. Yeah. Number 3, come any weekend, anyone can come. All right, so we use these with a positive verb to mean it doesn't matter. Come any weekend. This weekend, next weekend, in 2 weeks, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. Anyone, doesn't matter who comes. Anyone can come, doesn't matter. Your friend, your brother, your sister, anyone can come. Finally, both, neither, and either. I think this is interesting because in some languages you say and this and that. And in English, we don't say that. And this book and that book is wrong. We say both this and this book and that book, both this and this. So here we have both Pierre and Maria Curie were scientists. Neither, watch this, was. In general, we use a singular, not the plural. All right. Either or, to either study physics or mathematics. I'm not sure to either study physics or math. I might say to study either physics or mathematics. I'm not sure we want study there. I think this is also a mistake. Either should be on the other side of study, unless we want to use to either study mathematics or to either study physics or do mathematics. So I think that's an error, second error in the book. We'll mark that. All right. She and her husband both won. Look at number 2. When both refers to the subject of the clause, it can be used before the main verb. So both won, they're both interested. So you emphasize the fact that this person and this person both were both interested. So it comes before the main verb interested. And then, of course, we have these pronouns here, both of them, neither of them, very common. Both of them won the Nobel Prize. Neither of them won the prize. And now you've got a lot of interesting homework. Do this, take it seriously. And if you have questions or if you miss some, please review it because it's really important. And I think that's all. I think we've covered everything. Let's go back and see. Yes. Well, happy studying, and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye-bye.